how do we transform the world? Or how can we shape the transformation of the world that is already occurring through mobility?
Transdisciplinary design is really about strategic issues.
To create this transdisciplinary approach, what we do every year, we select a team of people which come from all over the world.
Camilo, Quiñones.
Shruti, Chakke.
Sakumi Yamaguchi.
I've learned so much about just trying to handle and working together with such a diverse team.
Lozoya.
Vietti.
Arvid de Groote.
Who each of them brings in a different competence.
I did my bachelor's from National Institute of Design.
My bachelor's was in architecture.
I studied language and culture in bachelor.
Because we could have studied the same, but we wouldn't approach the same way.
To create a complete team which then together in a transdisciplinary way can tackle the subject of mobility.
It was really about unlearning some of the previous practices of their studies, of their businesses, to generate a new idea of being a transdisciplinary designer.
How was it to work with some of the experts of various fields that have been linked to mobility throughout the year? How was it to be able to discuss one-on-one with profiles like Virgilio, Michael, Lowie, Jan Christoph and so on?
In this course I didn't feel completely as a student anymore because we had a lot of interaction with different professors. There were also a lot of professionals that tried to help us tackle the different problems. So in that sense it felt less as really having a normal course where you have the professor and you are the student and you're just making some assignments. It was more like a collaboration between us and working professionals.
To what extent can we rethink the car? Well, absolutely. We can radically rethink the car. We can radically rethink mobility systems. Everything. Is it immaterial? Is it material? Is it made of organic matter? Is it simply an idea? And these are the types of kind of out-of-the-box thinking that we need when entering an era that's defined by crisis, by scarcity, by precarity.
I would go for mobility design as such, but after experiencing I realized it's as essential as food, clothes and shelter, and after that it's mobility. It's something we do every day, but subconsciously we are unaware of.
Okay, but what is really the bare essence of mobility is not about making the fastest or coolest car. It's more really about trying to really solve real world problems.
So transdisciplinary mobility design is first and foremost about mobility, but our interpretation of mobility is not restricted to vehicles or how objects move. For us, mobility is a very broad, rich subject. It's about, of course, how we move through society, but also about how society is moved by mobility. It's also about social mobility. How do we move through the social strata of society?
We explore the future of mobility. From the payment systems to the systems of mobility between cities, Turin and Milan, to new service offerings, to charging, to designing public infrastructure and vehicles.
It's more about the values than design. Of course, I've been a visual communication designer. There are so many types of designs, but transdisciplinary particularly focuses more on the values. What value are you setting before designing something?
We move beyond simple notions of design and we begin to think of the world as something that is designed. Our lives are designed. And we seek to understand that through bringing as many voices together and bring these voices together not solely to engage in a dialogue, but to actually co-produce something.
And design here is not limited to styling or appearance. This is really about applying all the possibilities of creativity to improve mobility in society.
We are really tackling, you could say, global problems. So the knowledge that we, I think, gain here can be applied anywhere.
Is learning how to deal with complexity.
You're not designing for one person, you're designing for millions, you can say. It's a huge, bigger impact you're looking at.
What does it mean to take non-human stakeholders into concern? What does it mean to think about the biodiversity as we design the new urban landscape or the new mobility systems?
It's not only your view on a topic anymore, it's the view of a shared view of all the others around you that are trying to solve a problem and trying to get the best solution out of it.
If you are a risk taker and if you are okay to make friends with change, then you should really apply to this course, because it's more than just academic, it's a life experience that comes along with it.
That's brilliant. Excellent. Was it good? Perfect. Okay, great. Okay, stop.